Hey everyone, Peter Moreno here with Bandit. Today we're going to be going over some tips and tricks for band and buckle installs. So one of the things that not many people realize is that our Bandit band comes with an easy scale on it. And so on our boxes on the back, you'll see that there's instructions for the easy scale. And what these are talking about is on our banding here, we have markings on our band. So every 3 inches on our banding, there's a diamond, and that correlates to 1 inch diameter. And so if you have a 2-inch diameter pole, 2 of these diamonds would be enough to wrap around. And so the rule of thumb for installing banding is 1 diamond per inch of pole you're installing on, and then 2 more for the tail when you're installing. So that makes it nice and easy to quickly cut out exactly how much band you need. If you know what size pole you're putting it on, you can cut it out and you're not having waste from too much banding being used. So first part of a banding install that kind of gets overlooked sometimes, you want to put your buckle on and have a good nest for it. So the rule of thumb is 2 inches when you form that nest. And the key that's important here is making sure that this band is flush and parallel here. So when you insert your buckle, whether it's a traditional Ear-Lokt buckle, you slide it on. You don't need to have it wrapped into the bottom of it. You can just have it flat like this. And then again for the Tru-Lokt buckle, slide it on, and you should be able to tell that you have a proper install. You shouldn't be able to see any band tail coming out of the left or right side. And on the back, it's going to be flat. Again, it should just be parallel. And then what a lot of times we'll see that makes it easier when you're putting it on the pole, crimp it down with some pliers or channel locks. And again, you should have that nice flat flush tail where it's not leaning left or right, and that's going to give you that good install. So this is an example of what we don't want. This tail is canted off to the side, and you can see that it's sticking out. So that's not going to result in a good install. You want to make sure and correct it if it's doing that, and make sure it's parallel so that you get that good install, whether with a traditional buckle or a new Tru-Lokt. So some tips on a traditional banding installation. When you're using a classic C001, the way that you're supposed to tell when you're at proper tension is watching the banding. So like we just pointed out, Bandit banding has markings on the band where you can watch them as they go through. I've marked some places with a Sharpie just so it's easier for you to tell from back there. But that's part of what's involved in it, is you need to pay attention as it passes through. So as I install this, I'm watching that band and I'm pulling this tail back out with this gripper, and it's pressing forward on this buckle. And so as I install this, once that banding stops moving through the buckle, that's when I know the band has reached max tension. And so right now I can see that that band has stopped moving through. I've been watching the markings. And so something that people don't realize is when you fold this over to secure that tail, you're adding about 300 pounds of pressure. And so you need to do a back wind to release that pressure as you fold it over. So I'm going to go ahead and release some pressure, fold it, and then I cut and release. Then you hammer down. Another quick tip, you can use the tool to hold that buckle down. And then you have your good install. All right, so compared to the traditional install, we have our Tru-Lokt buckle install. So the big thing here is now you're not having to pay attention to that band, the markings. I can see it from back here versus having to pay close attention and watching that. It's especially a little difficult if you're in the sunlight or up on a bucket truck, things going on. So you just want to make it as simple as possible. So the key thing to focus on here is this wing collapsing to parallel. So as you tighten it, you just need to get it to parallel. You don't need to go any further than that. It's built with the torque in the buckle so that it adjusts and collapses to the appropriate point when it reaches the right tension. And so you can see here, I've gotten a parallel, so I'm going to roll over. There's no need to back off because we've accounted for that additional force that gets added by the tool. So I roll over, cut, and then I can secure it. and then you have your good install. Nice and easy to see when you walk by. And now, even if I wasn't the one that installed this, I could walk by and see that it had been adjusted to the proper tension. So with your drill accessory banding tool, good practice is to have your at least 1/4 inch gap so that when you pull back, you have enough room to roll over. Now, we're providing you with just this accessory bit. It's meant to be used with your 18-volt drill that you already have available with clutch settings. We're going to be shipping a few Tru-Lokt buckles with each of the drill accessory banding tools that you get. And the purpose of that is that you can test your drill and make sure that the clutch setting matches what it should be. So the idea is you take your Tru-Lokt buckle, set it up, and then start with a slightly lower clutch setting. So I'm going to put mine on 7. I'm going to grip my stability handle. Make sure that you're always holding on this when you do an installation, just in case there's a little bit of torque. So then I'm going to start tightening it. And so I've clutched out. It's not parallel yet, so I'm going to know that I need to move my clutch setting up a little bit more. And then right here it's clutching out. It looks like it's parallel. So I know that on my drill, the 9 is where the clutch setting needs to be. With the drill accessory banding tool, you don't have to roll over the whole tool. You're just using this lever for the nose. It doesn't add that additional 300 pounds. It only adds a minimal amount. So it's not adding that extra torque. So I roll over, cut, and then I can secure the buckle. And now I know for my drill, this is the same tension that a traditional buckle would need to be set at. So now I know that at the 9 setting, I can install a classic Ear-Lokt and it'll be to the proper tension. So here, now that I've done my Tru-Lokt buckle installation and I know my torque setting is 9, I can go ahead and install a traditional buckle. So this is even if you haven't purchased the new Tru-Lokt buckles and you're using these traditional Ear-Lokt ones. Now you know what the tension is and you can have a confident install. So grab my stability handle and I'm good to just crank it back until it reaches the proper tension. So now it's torqued out, roll forward, cut it, and hammer down, and you have a good install. So for our new Tru-Lokt buckles, we're going to be shipping these instructions in every box. They have nice pictures showing you how to use the buckle, and then also a QR to a video online of how to do a proper installation. This is also available on our product page for this buckle, and it'll be referenced in that drill accessory banding tool manual, where we've instructed you to use those buckles to set the clutch setting. So it'll lead to this, and you'll have a nice, easy how-to on how to set your drill.